Who's your least favorite actor you've worked with and why? Oh, he's taking it. What's your least favorite aspect about Jake?
Pretentious.
Welcome back to the IndieFilm Insider podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Sagun, here guest hosting today. If you're wondering where your...
so fucking dumb.
Yeah, they're ruining my intro. If you guys are wondering where your usual hosts are, they're right here, next to me. Currently being guest hosted for once because they needed to shamelessly plug themselves.
Yes.
Subscribe.
I was going to do that for you guys. Don't worry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, today I'm here with Jake Bell. He is the director of multiple short films, including I Sell You People for a Living, which is coming out soon. He is also actively known as Set Horror on all of our documents. And here I am also with Owen Carr, the person who got me involved with both of them. He's also the DP for a lot of these projects as well. Second half of oj.media. The less said about him, the better. But anyways, if you guys like this podcast, please consider following or subscribing. You can find my social media and their social medias probably on screen or in the descriptions below.
I feel like this is a much more elaborate intro than we've ever done.
Yeah. Listen, I came from the Twitch space. I had to Twitch and YouTube space. I had to bring it out for you guys. All right?
Very nice.
I'm shocked I was able to get through that as well as I did.
Absolutely. But you made it. Here we are.
Let's start off with the easy stuff, though.
So hold on, real quick. What are we doing? Why are you here again? Are you releasing? Are you releasing Vigilant Justice 2? Is that why you're here?
No.
Is that why you're here?
Vigilant Justice releases on Roku next week, but that's not...
really?
Yeah, June 25th. It's officially going to be available to be searched on Roku, but I'm not here plugging that. You guys have asked me back because you guys are doing a 100 subscribers special. Yes, that's right. They hit the smallest of milestones on YouTube and asked me to host them for once. So yeah, anyways, it's gonna be a fun episode. We're gonna do a couple games that they're not prepared for or anything.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck's happening.
I literally have not told them anything I have planned, so there might be stuff that's cut out of this if it gets that bad, but we'll try to keep it mostly professional, as you know me. All right.
Oh, of course, yeah. So the actual objective of this was Jake and I, we've done like 20 something podcasts right now. All of them have either been a guest or have been focused on a specific topic, and so we kind of realized that for everyone who listens to our podcast, we've hinted it here and there, but we actually haven't really explained a ton about ourselves or the projects that we have done and the experiences that we've had. So we thought we would bring Mr. Sagun here to guest host an episode to kind of grill us and interview us and give you guys a little kind of, I guess, taste of what we've done in the past and our experiences.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why we chose him, it has nothing to do with him at all. It's just the fact that he was our first guest. So.
I also AD for all their projects, so I probably do have a good insight on that regard.
No,
none of that.
It's just we could have gone with Dean. We were thinking of Parker, but we decided
honestly valid.
Yeah,
he's a bit busy.
Yeah, we put all the names in hats and drew out. The first one was Chris Bell, but now he's in Houston, so now you're here.
Yeah, you guys pulled my name out of the hat, just went, fuck, and then, yeah.
We're like, fine.
I will say, Jake did tell me in his text, surprise us, confront us. Like, he did give me, like, that permission, so that's all I needed. But we're going to start off with the easy stuff, so first of all, let's start with Jake.
Okay.
Jake, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, my name is Jake Bell. I'm a writer and director. This feels extremely strange, but I've been I'm 21, so I've been doing films since like the 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, like somewhere around there. I've been doing video in some sort. Started a YouTube channel. Was the first in my 6th grade class to start a YouTube channel, which then caused other kids in the class to start a YouTube channel. So
of course,
I've always been an influential to the masses. And no, but in a serious note, I like doing I like to write my own stuff and try to direct it. I'm still obviously learning, still not perfect, but I think that's kind of what I want to do. And now I do this podcast.
Yes, and then so Owen, you as well. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, similar story. I have had 7 or 8 YouTube channels in the past, because there's always this thing when you were younger. It's like you make a YouTube channel, start making videos, and then as soon as a kid in your class finds it, you get bullied for it.
Yeah, and then, can confirm.
And then you just abandon it and start a new one.
Yeah.
So I've also been doing videos for like 10, 11, 12 since I was 10, 11, 12. And then kind of toward the tail end of high school, I started pivoting more into film. We took a video I guess film class together in like my senior year of high school, and it was kind of useless, honestly.
Damn, that's crazy.
We played Crunker the entire time.
Crunker?
Yes.
I have no idea what that is, but
Crunker.io.
You're missing out.
okay. Oh, is it one of the .io games?
It's like a Call of Duty, like pixelated Call of Duty.
You know what? I think I actually have played that.
Yeah.
It's like web Roblox Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, sponsor us, Crunker.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that kind of answers my question though about how you guys got into video. Because like personally for me, I got into video because I started a YouTube channel when I was like 16.
Yeah.
So I was curious, like you guys got into it the same way. You guys were doing YouTube videos. What type of videos were you guys doing?
Well, I made a channel called SMNPD. It stood for skits, movies, parodies, and dares. It's a bit confusing though because it's SM and PD, but then it's skits, movies, parodies, and dares.
SMP and D.
So it should be SMP and D, but I was like 12 when I made it, so I don't really, I wasn't thinking of that. But kids in my class in 7th grade, Owen already knows this, but they thought it would be funny if they called it small micro penis disorder. So, I went home and cried about that one, but it's okay.
Damn, Hey, I mean, like, the kids were probably right, but anyways.
When you're fucking like 13, dude.
I know.
I heard some crazy stuff on the middle school playground as well, so I get it.
Yeah.
And then I've had a bunch of different channels. One of them was called like Movie Steal, STEEL, for some reason.
Movie steal because you steal movies.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's a bit of lore there.
It's basically just ripping. I mean, just the same kind of thing, just doing like goofy skits.
Okay.
I've had a couple of gaming channels throughout the years. One was like it was like when you're making a new YouTube channel, you fucking just put like generate me random words and see if a name sticks out to you. So originally it was like Delta Global Gaming because I played a lot of Counter-Strike.
Interesting.
And then it turned into Blaze Delta.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, and then from there, that channel is still active and I still have videos. It's just my name, Owen Carr.
Right.
And I did some workout stuff. Like I have some workout videos there that are still public.
Yeah, I've actually when you first DM'd me, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I saw like the workout videos on your account. Yeah,
those are still public. I just kind of phased out of it just because that was my gym hyperfixation period. But those are still public, and I'm still relatively proud of those. I mean, not like anything phenomenal or anything, but it's like they're not embarrassing to the point where I need to take them down or anything.
Yeah. Conversely, I've privated all of my old YouTube videos. I used to start off with gaming videos personally. My original username was Captain Iron, but with like a K, as in like Captain America and Iron Man. And then when I became a little bit more older, I became Sparkus RSS, which is still my main account's Instagram handle. But yeah, I'm so glad none of that is public. But there was a lot of like shitty TikToks towards the end of it that ended
absolutely.
up. Okay, so then like here's another great question. How did you two meet? Was it like in school or like how did you guys come together?
No, it was actually so I was actually born in Columbus, Ohio.
Jesus.
So
I'm so sorry.
I know.
Only in Ohio.
I know. So I was not a fan of the Ohio slander that was happening towards the end of 2022. But
that was that long ago?
I don't know.
Hey, if the Paul brothers are from there, you can be slandered as
well. You deserve it.
But yeah, so I came to California though when I was like 18 months ish old. And I was in Woodland, California, which is like 10 minutes from Davis, and moved to Davis when I was like 10 at a particular, I don't want to dox it, but at a particular street, and that happened to be right next to the Owens, the Carr residence. And so we were next door neighbors.
Dox it. Yeah, because my parents still live in, like, that's my parents' house. Like, they still live there.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, the house next to my parents' house, the owner rents it out.
Okay.
And he moved in there, I think, like, 2011?
It was like 2010, 2011, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys were literally next door neighbors then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, and it was funny because I actually talked about it with my mom like a week ago or something, and apparently, like originally it was like, hey, a new kid just moved in next door, go be friends with him. I'm like, no, he's weird. And then I guess one day, because like the way the neighborhood's laid out, it's like all houses have like a shared fence with each other, right?
Yeah.
And so I think apparently one day, one of us just started throwing water balloons over the fence into the other person's yard.
Okay.
And so I guess I don't remember this at all.
I vaguely remember that we were like spraying or shooting water over the fence at some point.
Yeah, I do not remember this at all. But apparently that's how it started. Like we started throwing water balloons over the fence at each other, and then eventually I don't know.
That's you guys being friends. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So did you so like film specifically, because obviously you were doing sketches and stuff like that, and you were doing YouTube and stuff. How did you guys like kind of connect over that?
Actually, it's kind of weird because like I don't really remember a lot of like the finer details like that. I just know that at some point we started to, I guess, be in each other's videos in some capacity. Actually, I don't really remember. I know we did Drug Lord at some. That was like one of our earliest ones.
I know originally with the YouTube stuff, at least, I think we were kind of just doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Because I was doing either gaming stuff or skits with my brother.
Okay.
And he had a couple of friends that he was doing it with that went to, because we never went to the same school until high school.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because even though we lived next to each other, I went to a school across town. Yeah. Because I was in the like Spanish immersion program there.
Oh shit.
And he went to the junior high that like I would have gone to if I wasn't doing that. So he basically did it with like people from his junior high. More so than me. But yes, I mostly did either gaming stuff or videos with my brother.
Okay.
And then the first film we ever did, was it what was it?
I don't know. Because I know you were in like some of my skits at some point.
Yeah.
Like I know we did the one where I don't know. We just did a bunch of like stupid shit, but
yeah,
I do know at some point we did Drug Lord of a Suburban City, which was then remade with the same title like a few years later, and then that became the trilogy. That is well renowned by the millions today.
The legendary. Yeah, I think that was. I remember distinctly. That was when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I was like 14.
Okay.
I think. And everyone, God, so fucking stupid. Because everyone was like, there were like actually 2 or 3 people who came up to me and was like, dude, that was so good. I'm like, holy shit, I'm like doing something. I look at it now.
Exactly how I felt with my YouTube video.
I look at it now and it's literally the worst shit I've ever seen.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm in the same boat. That's why none of it's on public anymore, you know?
Yeah, and I think that was the first movie we'd ever made that I put music in, and so I'm like, holy shit. And it's all fucking like like Kevin MacLeod, like royalty free. All that like royalty free music, right?
Yeah. No, I was using that as well, and like a bunch of like, was it like Wii music type of stuff?
Yeah,
I definitely I stole a lot of inspiration from like the YouTuber Fitz, if you know who that is. I can show you him later.
The CS YouTuber.
Yeah, CS YouTuber. Yeah. Oh, I have a really messed up sense of humor for reference audience, but
all the NCS music.
Yeah, that's where I got like a lot of the YouTube like editing like style from, and like a lot of my inspiration. So yeah, that's really cool. And I know, so this is a topic I'm curious about what your thoughts are on. So I know neither of you guys went to film school, or you did partially for a bit.
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020, which fucking blew. You're also 2020?
Yeah, I graduated 2020 as well.
Hell yeah, we got a PowerPoint as a graduation ceremony.
Oh, I got to walk on a stage, but it was like distance. So like you went in like groups of 10. So like, yeah, like you showed up on a block with like 10, like 9 other students. You could like register a couple of your friends down and stuff. You'd get to walk through like this thing. They let you walk onto the stage, take your photo, but then you had to leave like immediately. So like I was at the front of my group of friends. So I was just like, I remember I was walking to go grab my diploma from like someone like off stage. And I'm just looking from behind as they're like, like I'm seeing the back of my friend Kyle like graduating and shit like that.
Yeah, dude, that's the fucking. We got a live stream that just crossfaded all of our like year like school pictures with the name.
Yeah.
That was basically, but that was also the summer that I started actually getting into video production. So before that I was using a Canon Rebel SL2.
Okay. I was using a Rebel 7 T7 for a long time.
Did that shit the best film of all time.
I hate it's used on Vigilant.
Yeah. And I bought a DJI Ronin SC around May or April of that year.
Yeah.
And then, so I started a production company called Chasm Productions in 2020, and obviously I never did anything with it.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff So I did some stuff like I did like a mountain biking film
Okay.
with a couple of my friends who are really into mountain biking, which is literally just me, them like going down like a trail and me following them with the gimbal on the camera.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I think we did like 10 different, like we divided the trail up into 10 sections.
Yeah.
They rode down, I recorded it.
Yeah.
And then they had to come back up to the point where I stopped, and then I went down, and then they rode down again. It was. I think some of that stuff is still public. From 20 on OC Films, OHSEA Films.
Yeah.
And then I got an A6400 as a graduation present for my parents.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where that started. But yeah, I was enrolled at Chico State's for
the party school.
Yeah, but I didn't. Okay, honestly, I didn't know that it had that reputation. When I
know a lot of people that went to Chico State and actually went for education over the partying. It's just that's like the known party school.
Yeah. And so I went down to the dorms back in August of late August 2020. Stayed there for 2 weeks and then got sent back because of COVID. Yeah, because people were out partying and
of course, it
spread.
It was way too early to send people back, to be honest, at that point. So.
And then we went to online school. We're taking Zoom journalism classes and shit. Okay. And I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I wanted a job, I guess, just to get money.
Well, as most people want a job for.
Yeah. I ended up getting a job at Noah's Bagels. I got hired on Halloween of 2020. I don't know why I remember that. As a baker. Okay. So my shifts were from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. I would like go make the bagels, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. And then immediately go home and do online classes. And got depressed.
As we all did.
Got a weed card. And then dropped out of college.
That's fair.
In that, actually not in that order, but close enough. Yeah, it was because I want to say that was a huge contributor into me actually dropping out of college, mostly because of the 2020 environment, but also because like it was just a hell lifestyle. Yeah. But yeah, and then so I got a job at Jake's parents' company, who do fitness stuff, as like an intern for social media, like January of 2021. Oh, okay. And I was doing the intern shit. I was cleaning closets. Yeah. I was moving like stands around. I didn't know what the fuck, like just like anything basically. Yeah. And then just started learning there basically instead of actually doing film school.
Fair enough. And then Jake asked for you.
Yeah, no, I just, for some reason, in like third grade, I decided that I would never go to college because this kid next to me was like, "Oh, I can't wait till I get out of high school and go to college." And I was like, "I hate that kid." And so
you're like, this was like a decade before you would even have to think about it.
Yeah, I've always been very like, unfortunately, like extremely contrarian. I wanted to like be different and cool. So I was like, everyone's like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna go to college," because this was like, third grade. By third grade, I moved to Davis. And so Davis is obviously very much a college town. And so there was that environment and that sort of not pressure, what do you call that? Like expectation. And I just kind of, I don't know, I never gravitated towards that. I always knew that I wanted to get into something that I wanted to do. I don't know if I knew it was video. Like, I don't know if it was video then, but I eventually found that it was going to be some kind of video film sort of thing. So I was class of 22 because I'm a baby.
Yeah. You're the same class as my sister. For reference. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She was also class of 22.
It's not very kind of you, Ryan. That seems like you're insulting me.
Shame. Shame for being born 2 years later.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maturity. As you get older, you realize that maturity does not come with age. It's all about like the mindset and how well you're anticipating it.
We were born mature because we were the post 9/11 generation.
True.
I don't know why I went there, but
we didn't face the trauma of it. Right? I don't know what you mean.
Because we grew up in the world where it was different.
We grew up in a world with war in the Middle East.
That is fair.
Yeah, but we grew up during the Bush administration.
I don't know how much of this is going to say in the podcast.
Probably all of it.
It all will.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, South Park says 22.3 years. It's been 22.3 years. We can be funny. Make fun of it now.
We're allowed to.
Okay, but yeah, that's a great like thing because I never knew like why you guys didn't go to film school other than the idea of like you could just learn it on your own. Personally, for me, I went to film school because I didn't know like enough about it. I only knew how to edit like to some degree because of all the YouTube stuff, but I didn't know like how a camera really works or like sound or anything like that. So that's why I went. So I was curious like how you guys like essentially learned. And it sounds like for you it was social the social media internship.
Yeah.
I assume like kind of a similar thing of just like learning along with him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think by 2022 or 2023, because we even after like COVID and stuff, we were still kind of trying to make another short film.
Yeah.
We did end up shooting like 16 to 18 minutes of this one film that never came out, and it was only halfway done, but it was called Truth or Consequences. And that one was, we never finished that one. And then after that, we always had this like desire to make another short film.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of stayed like that for like another like year, maybe year and a half-ish maybe.
Yeah.
And then by like 2023, we were already working on like the script for this. Because I wrote a short story, I think in like 2022, sometime around there. It was called Milk. And it was
I've seen Milk. Yeah,
so I wrote this. I was actually originally a short story, and it's supposed to take place in the apocalypse, but we changed that for the short.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not get that at all. In the
It's not present in the short. We changed that. So we changed a lot of things with the story, and we made it into a like I don't know, I forget how many pages it was, but that was kind of our. We consider that's why we consider it to be our first short film.
Yeah, because it was like an actual attempt at like trying to make. Because technically, my first short film is about an iMac that comes to life and that's broken, and it ends up wearing a Super Saiyan hair, and like that doesn't count. It was made in high school when I wasn't taking any of it seriously,
Yeah, and like this was like the one you mentioned, the like 16 to 18 minute one. That was like the first one that we ever he I guess wrote a script for.
Yeah.
Everything else was literally improv the day of.
Okay.
Because there's still a short film called Reconciled, came out in 2020 for a Peter McKinnon's 72-hour film challenge.
Okay.
That was with Jake, me, my brother, and Carson.
Future guest.
Yeah, he's
on Thursday.
The next podcast, actually. We're recording that in 2 days.
Okay.
That we literally just ad-libbed the whole thing. Like, we had a concept, but all the dialogue was improv, nothing else.
Yeah. Hey, improv shorts can be hecka funny if you got a good actor who knows how to just do that stuff. One of my like classmates in high school was really good at improving like the humor on set, and I think that's the reason why half of the shorts even worked is because he had the improvisation skills that you would need.
Yeah. Yeah, but Milk wasn't only like the first like script like a second first film that we actually finished that we had a script for. That was the first film that we ever made that had a shot list.
Okay.
It was the first film we ever made where we shot coverage.
Hired an actor.
We hired an actor from backstage, Jay Griffey, the goat.
Yeah, the goat who I just met on Finger Guns, which I know you guys have you guys announced it yet on social media at this point or no?
Yeah, we did a behind the scenes post.
Okay.
So, and I think I referenced like, upcoming film Finger Guns.
Yeah. All right. Well, so now we're gonna start off with my first game. Don't worry, this one is fine. You guys aren't gonna be worried about it. All right.
Yeah.
I stole this game from a YouTuber named Mini Minter. All right, over in the UK.
Isn't he a pedophile?
No, that's Mini Lad.
Oh.
Mini Minter is part of the Sidemen.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's great. So sorry, Mini Minter. All right. So
please sponsor us.
It's
Sidemen sponsor.
Yeah, I love the Sidemen. But no, this is going to be a one-word interview we're going to do. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. You're only allowed to respond with one word.
Okay.
Yeah. So I only have about 8 or 10 questions, right? So don't worry about it. Okay. And I will, for like 1 or 2 of these, I will let you say more than one word because it's impossible. Okay. So just really quickly. So what is your guys' favorite films? You can say more than one word for this one.
Okay.
But like it just like as in like the title, you can say the full title. That's
sure. One film.
Yes, it's just one film.
I'll just say the one word. Bastards.
Bastards. Okay. Jake.
This is really hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say Bastards or Network.
Hey, one word.
Fine.
One word.
See, this is what's fun is I get to just cut you off if you try to say more. If it's like if the title's like Captain America, you can say the full phrase for that.
Just say America.
Yeah, just
America.
Actually, you're only allowed to say the one word in the title.
Okay. It's called Burning.
Burning.
Mm.
Okay. Then, what is your guys' least favorite films?
One word.
Yeah,
I think we both thought of the same word.
I don't agree with that. I know what you're saying.
Huh?
I know what you're saying.
Vigilant.
I thought you were gonna say Nolan.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
so getting revenge later in this episode. Right?
I just thought immediately fucking Vigilant came to mind.
Justice.
yeah, Vigilant Justice.
Vigilant,
Yeah,
okay.
fuck it.
Very
Fuck
good.
you too.
I mean, I don't really know if I have like a least favorite film because like I don't really, I guess, care about films I don't like.
No, that's fair. But then, like, for me, like, for example, like, I hated Avatar: The Last Airbender film. You know, like,
Because it's just like
that's one.
disappointment.
It's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really think I have a least favorite
Okay.
film.
All right. So back to one word, though. All right.
Okay.
What are your guys' greatest asset as a filmmaker?
I feel like I'm fucking glazing myself.
You're gonna say fucking Komodo.
All right, Komodo. All right. What's yours?
Oh no, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
one more, dude. It's one
Fine,
more.
fine.
I fucking went for him. All right.
Yeah.
Script.
Script. Okay. Interesting. Your greatest aspect as a filmmaker is you can own a script. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Perfect.
Okay. Owen, what's your least favorite aspect about Jake?
Pretentious.
Okay, then Jake, what's your least favorite aspect about Owen?
Loud.
Really?
Or wait, one word. Wait,
No, yeah, one more. You've said loud. Nothing else is allowed. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Okay, but you know
whatever.
what? Why?
Well, I was just trying to say like
No. One word. You get one word to say why.
talkative.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
See, this is why it's fun. Is like you can't defend yourself at all. Okay. What would you each like to learn more as a filmmaker?
So I have like a 2-sentence answer, but obviously I can't fucking
No,
do
you
that.
gotta just say one word.
Editing.
Editing. Okay.
Like, God, how the fuck do I say this?
Yeah.
I guess like, replication.
Replication. How to like replicate other stuff.
I can't say anything.
Yeah. I know you can't. No, I know you can't. That's what's
like-
fun about it.
Like how to like basically
No,
like,
no
fine,
explanation.
fine,
No
fine.
explanation. It leaves intrigue for the viewer and also lets me be witty if I want to. All right. Okay. Short form or long form content?
long form.
Long. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Narrative or content creation?
Narrative.
Yeah. Narrative.
Okay. Okay. Last one. Favorite position? You can interpret this as you will.
Missionary. I guess DP.
No, you said missionary. That's what we get.
I guess DP. I guess I don't
Deep
know.
penetration. That's
Yeah.
Or double penetration.
So this is where we enter the rated R.
Yeah,
section of the podcast.
this is where the least professional part of the podcast comes in.
Pegged.
Damn, I was asking about film positions, but you guys are
Peggy.
kind of insane with that
that
one.
works for film too.
All right. I guess
If
that's
I'm
all we get to know.
misbehaving, Ryan pulls out the strap on.
I do not. But again, you are the set whore.
That's your role as the first AD.
Yeah, that's my job as a first lady. Okay, so we can get back to the serious questions now. That was it for the one word interview. Didn't want to make that too long, you know.
We survived.
Yeah. You guys really struggled with the one word part, but okay. So, guess let's talk about the podcast. Actually, what led you guys to actually make this podcast?
Podcast.
The IndieFilm Insider podcast. Please sponsor us.
You're
What?
sponsoring yourself.
Yeah, we're getting sponsored by the.
Well, I'm
IndieFilm
hoping
Insider
that the
podcast.
editor who edits this sees that and then calls
That's
calls
Owen.
our management.
That's like Owen or you.
That's not me.
No,
It's,
who edits the podcast?
Eric Dutka.
Oh, Eric does.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. I just made that up.
Okay.
Well, we actually started a newsletter. It was me, Owen, and our friend Elijah Trask, who was he's the main character in Milk, the one that's all beaten up.
He's also the coworker in I Study People.
Yeah. I know who
Oh
you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
The blonde guy.
Days Blonde. Yeah.
Mr. Golden Boy, as
He reminds me of
called
like
him.
there's that one actor that's like really famous right now. He was on White Lotus and Companion. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Oh, is it that guy's son? Like the Nepo?
I don't know. I would have to.
The guy who was in Novocaine. Was it
No,
that
not
guy or a
Jack
different
Quaid. Not
guy?
Jack Quaid.
Oh, okay.
Huey.
No, Huey's awesome, but no, I'm talking about. I'll see if I can find
Was it Patrick and Companion?
It was Is Patrick the
He's the gay robot.
The gay robot? Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't know the actor's name, but yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But anyways, back to what you're saying.
Yes. So we made a newsletter then, and basically, I think Elijah kind of was the one who brought up the idea of the newsletter to us, because he was like, "Hey, you guys, you have your films out, and I think a lot of people might get value from knowing where to actually find them, or to like learn more about your projects." Or just to like see like what you guys like, your process, whatever. So we made the newsletter. It's called IndieFilm Insider. And we did that for maybe 2 months. We didn't do it for very long. But the name kind of stuck, and we kind of just had it in our notes app for forever. And then eventually it kind of came around to like, realizing that everyone if you like look up like, how do I do this for film, it's always someone who's like a professional or close to that, or has a lot of experience. I was like, what if there was like a bunch of like videos from people who are like self-taught, or like kind of like Owen and I. And then it kind of came to the point where I was like, well, maybe that could be us. Maybe we could do like not short, but kind of like, decently sized podcast, within like an hour, not like 2-3 hours, just like 1 hour podcasts, where we kind of just explain, we talk with someone who's like-minded, or talk with someone who is, either like way above us or whatever, something like that. But yeah, it just kind of spawned from this idea to like if I was starting out again, I would like to listen to this podcast, or listen to something similar.
I will say, as someone who has listened to several of the episodes, I don't listen to every single one, I'm sorry boys, but as someone who like gets interested in what some of the people you guys bring on and stuff, it's really nice to hear like some actual professionals, how they get started, how their job works. Because I mean, like, for example, your intimacy coordinator, like I don't actually know didn't know what actually fully went into that, because from my understanding, it was just like someone who makes sure like it doesn't get too weird on set between the actors and stuff. But it's a lot more than that. It's a lot of, like, communication between the cast and crew and everything like that. But yeah, it's super beneficial, because especially a lot of filmmakers are indie when they start off, just because they're by themselves, they're not in the industry.
They have to be.
Yeah, so it's really good. Also, just for reference, the robot's name was Lucas Gage.
Okay,
yeah, that's the actor's name.
That's the guy. Yeah. Also, a lot of the inspiration behind starting it was just to, like, I guess for lack of a better word, fast track our learning. Because obviously, like, selfishly, but of course, whatever. Like, if there's any way to get better at something, it's by talking or getting advice or shadowing whatever someone who's better than you. And a podcast is a phenomenal way to kind of get those people kind of in your corner, on your side, or whatever. Like, we've talked with people that I would have no fucking idea how to like get a conversation with them, but like for example, like Matthew Robinson, the line producer who lives in LA, now directing a $2 million feature film.
Crazy.
Or Ryan Thomas, the DP for a film that got into South by Southwest. Like, there's no fucking shot if I just DM'd and be like, yo, could I just talk with you for an hour about this? Like, no fucking way. But I'm like, hey, do you want to come onto my podcast for an hour and share what you have with, because of course it is beneficial for me, but like, it is beneficial for literally everyone else.
And it also lets them not have to repeat the same information. Like, for me, like, if your guys' podcast was great, because it's like I get to share all that stuff about like Viligant and like what I did for the feature stuff without having to then go on and explain it to like 30 other people afterwards. I mean, I still explain it to people because I think as filmmakers, we all are very open about like, oh yeah, I did this really cool thing and this is how I did it. But it's like nice because like you're getting to be able to put it out there, you're able to promote yourself. There's a lot of like self-promotion that does need to be done in this industry in order to be able to be successful. Just because you're behind the camera doesn't mean you're immune to self-promotion. You have to do that in order to even be a PA on set. So I think that's why I see the benefit of this podcast. It's just like it's beneficial for newcomers, but also to hear from other newcomers or also professionals that are learning. And for you guys as well, you guys are getting that experience.
It's super beneficial to everyone involved. Like even the guest who comes on, like even if they're like way above us, it just looks good for them to like go on like a little like shitter 100 subscriber podcast. Like we're like, we're not like super big. Obviously. We're very small,
Podcasts don't get that many subscribers in comparison as well. So 100 subscribers is still good because you're getting an audience that are willing to listen and everything like that.
So no, I totally forgot that was also a reason too. It was just like I want to like learn. I want to learn directly from people. I don't want to have to like get their little trail of breadcrumbs. Damn. They're breadcrumbs they leave behind.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was really
That's
sexual.
crazy. Yeah.
I like bread. You can tell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I got a question for you guys because you guys mainly do short film work.
Mhm.
Do you guys have any plans to do like a feature length narrative project at some point?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
No, fuck no.
That's fair.
Yes, but money.
Yeah, no, that was the biggest issue with mine as well. Is
Yeah.
you need money. And I've already said to myself, my next narrative project, I need like X amount of money at minimum in order to be even like enticed to do it.
Dude, I'm talking about budget.
No, because I need a budget.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking not for me. I understand I'm not getting paid from this
Yeah,
shit.
no. I will gladly take
Yeah.
a film, a narrative where I don't get paid a single dime.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go negative for it.
No,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like with Vigilant Justice, I'm negative right now. But like that was $4,000 on my end. Like it wasn't anything too crazy.
No, I mean, and honestly, I'll go negative for a feature.
Yeah,
but
it's like you need a budget in order to be able to pay for locations and every individual thing on set. Because like there's a lot of people that work for free on like something like that. Like I guarantee you, if you said, hey, I have this narrative project, we have a budget of this, I'm not gonna be able to pay you that much, or like at all, but like you would be able to do this. People would actually be interested because they're getting that experience.
Yeah.
But saying, hey, I have a budget of like $5,000 on this narrative feature film, you're not gonna get as many people interested.
I don't know, because that's nothing, dude.
It is nothing. That's what I'm saying.
That's literal food.
Yeah.
Like that's food. Like I don't know, because I feel like people think, oh my god, you have $10,000 for a feature film. That's incredible. Like that's fucking nothing. I forget the guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
literally nothing. It's your food or basic like needs. Like you need like a budget, especially for locations. If you're trying to actually shoot like a narrative feature, you need places that you're probably going to have to rent unless you're like lucky and have that location available.
Yeah. I forget the guy I was listening to, but there was a guy I was listening to talk about like budgeting for features, and he said making a no budget feature is better than a low budget feature because if you are making no budgets, everybody understands that okay, we're not getting paid for this. Yeah. That's fine, but we'll do it for the experience or the love of the project or whatever. That's how I got
Vigilant out. Dude.
But if you're doing a low budget feature, say $100,000.
Yeah, everyone wants
low budget. Yeah, everyone wants a little bit because there is a little bit of money. To be had there.
Honestly, it's understandable. Like committing to like a feature does take months. Like even if you're able to shoot a full feature in like 1 month, it's still 30 days of work. You know, so it's completely understandable in that regard.
Yeah, because like I do want to do one probably in the near future within like 2 years or something. But like I would honestly feel. Because I would feel bad asking people to volunteer their time for it. Because like I would be going into it knowing that it's all for the love of the craft, all for the love of the story, whatever. But like people would be working upwards of 20 days, and not getting paid.
Hey, I mean, I'm in for the grind if you guys need help with it.
My man. And like and to ease the burden on it, like I would probably want to. Because how long was Vigilant shot over?
Like the main principal photography was over 2 months and it was 2 days a week. We sometimes had a third day depending on like, this person's available this day. Let's try to get a scene done with them. But then like, again, there's an effective quality there. We didn't have much time when it comes to setups or anything. We're using like literally my garage for like Vigilance layer and stuff like that. And it's like, there's so much stuff. And then additionally, like, we did reshoots. I mean, even if let's just say the stuff went well on set, we still had to do like at least 4 reshoots for like scenes that we couldn't cover during that 2-month period, mainly because I left for Sacramento at that point and I was no longer in the Bay Area shooting. But yeah, I would say like minimum like 20 days is going to be like a feature length production because you need, if you're covering 5 minutes a day, 20 days is only like 100 minutes. So an hour and a half. Like a little over an hour and a half,
Yeah, like I would want to get it all done. Like if it's 20 days, I would want to get that done in a 30-day period. Yeah. Mostly to ease the burden on everyone involved. Because I've heard stories about like a feature, a no budget feature shot over a year. Yeah. And that just seems fucking untenable.
It's difficult. And it's I mean like not my feature, but the next feature from Prominio is shot over like several months, and I will say. Partially to Sean's fault, and he'll admit this, he rewrote 2/3 of the script after starting shooting. Yeah, I know. I also had that same reaction. But so they started shooting in December and it didn't stop filming until like their actual principal photography until like April. So like it was like 4 or 5 months of
Yeah.
shooting, and that's a lot of commitment to ask of people, and like that's the struggle, is getting people available to commit that amount of time. Like
Yeah, and also it's just like if you can't pay people, then you can't expect somebody to show up for all 20 of those days.
Exactly.
So more often than not, you'll probably have like, I don't know, if it's say like a key position like an AC or something, we'll probably have like 3 or 4 different ACs over the course of the project, and that requires you knowing 3 or 4 ACs and just knowing enough people who would be down to hop on board or something like that.
That's why I also ended up doing camera all the time, because it was impossible to have a DP on set the entirety of the shoot. Like it's just like you make sacrifices, but yeah, like no budget's going to be better though, because that expectation, you are right, it's going to be like, hey, we have no money, do you want to make this look dope either way? And people are going to be like, yeah, let's do it, because they're not expecting anything out of it other than like more practice or like more promotion for themselves, saying that they did that, you know?
Yeah. No, like if you're honest about it, like, yeah, we're fucking broke, we want to come do this regardless.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So I do have a script written, a feature-length script. I do want to rewrite it, because I started writing it probably like 2 years ago, and I finished it relatively quickly. It went through like a couple iterations before I got to what I think is a solid, solid like base for what I'll do to it. Unfortunately, it has to be massacred because it's quite bad. But
I've the current feature I'm writing, I've massacred the script 3 times now. Like it went from what it was initially, which was like high school based, to now it's like middle college and all this stuff. Like it's had a lot of rewrites to it. Yeah.
So I have that one. I would love to do that one because it's like kind of I think it's cool. I think it's a powerful story. It involves addiction.
Okay.
It goes through, but not just like drug addiction. It goes through like addiction to like power, addiction to drugs, addiction to like success, stuff like that.
But you say addiction to power and success, though, that immediately in my mind goes, you need a budget for that, because you need to make it believable.
Exactly. So there's a lot of issues, or not issues, but there's a lot of things that would be really, really difficult to pull off. And that also is kind of why I'm okay waiting on it. I don't want to rush out and make something bad.
That's why I'm focused on shorts right now. You guys are focused on shorts, because like build yourself up so that way you can start just going to people and be like, look what I can do. Now you should give me money to shoot this thing.
Yeah. You know? So and then another thing I did, I have a 22-page script right now, which I'm going to also basically our kind of Owen and I have kind of decided that like we think that if we're gonna spend more than like a couple of however many days and however many hours of work towards something, we should just go all the way and just do a feature instead of just making like a really long short film, because like valid. I feel like if we could put all of that, if we have like a 30-minute short film, for example, and we condense it down to like 10 minutes, but we still have all the same effort, all the same energy put into it, and make every shot like look way better, make every like character feel way more real. Like just put all those resources into 10 minutes, it would just turn out probably way better. Yeah. And has a higher chance of like success and getting into festivals and actually like doing what short films should do. Yeah. And so that 22-page script, I'm going to probably rewrite it, hopefully get it down to like 10 or so pages, and take the longer one and use that to, I think I have an idea for what it could do for a feature. Okay. So that one I might write into a feature. I also have like one more or 2 more ideas that I think would be good feature, or 3 more ideas that I think would be good features, and I just need to get around to writing them. But all right. So there's some progress being done there. I think we're getting close.
I'm in a similar boat with narratives. I have just so many different scripts that are just being written. But I do feel for you on the 20-minute thing, because I was trying to write a script last year that was like, my goal was like 15 minutes, and I got about halfway through the script and I was already on page 10. And I was like, this is gonna be a 20-page script, and it's like I would love to shoot it. I think it's a really fun idea, but do I want to like commit that much time? Because it would be a 6 or 7 day shoot at minimum to get everything done. Because of the technical details of it. Yeah. I won't go into detail on that. But
because part of me also thought like we just did. I study people for a living. Yeah. That was, I think, total a 7 shooting days for that short film.
Was it? I think
it was 7. I will never. I'll say this real quick before you continue, Owen. I'll never do that again.
To be fair, 2 of the days though were like 2-hour shoots.
Yeah. So it's 7 shooting days over about like 5 weeks, I think.
We started shooting in April. So
so first day was March 15th. and last day was April 21st.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I remember.
I forgot I
those.
wasn't there for the March 15th one.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah, exactly. So like, I mean, all of them, like some shooting days are like 2 hours. But like regardless, that is still 7 days that you have to organize cast for. 7 days that you have to plan out for the shot list.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like, we had 25. There's 25 names in the credits.
Yeah.
And if we just used those people, the locations, for like an 8-minute short, a 9-minute short, and spent 2 days on that, get that done in a week probably. Hell yeah.
Okay. Sorry, there was a weird noise from the background.
Yeah. We talked about this in the episode that we released with Luke Ring last Monday. But
did you just go like plug
so they can description
right there, description. Like if I'm gonna do 7 shoot days, I want to do 3 short films with that.
Yeah.
Like I just think like it's cool,
yeah.
right? And then like I do think there is also an opportunity where if you are ready, you can swing for the fences with like a 10 grand budgeted short film that's shot over 3 days.
Yeah.
And it can be correct. Like if you want to try to get that into Sundance, into South by, whatever. Yeah. But like we're not there yet. And so I think that was probably a little too ambitious and a little too resource intensive.
That's fair.
For what we should have done.
No,
but like it was, I'm not saying I regret it. Yeah. It was a good experience and I learned a lot. But
I mean, with that crew number, you are getting to work with a bunch of different people that you haven't like worked. Some of them I know you guys hadn't worked with before, so it's like
I think
great.
every single day, except for the first one, because I was literally Jake I, the actor.
Yeah.
Every single day, there was somebody that we had never worked with before on set.
Yeah. Yeah, and
which is amazing.
Being on set, it was a great experience. Like getting to work with everyone. There was a lot of people that I had worked with before. Like obviously Dean and Connor were 2 people I've shot a couple weddings with. So it's like good seeing them again. And then there's people like Nate, who was on. Was he on camera or Grip Team? I forget.
He was Grip.
But like he's a person who shoots music videos and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, that's a great connection to make. Or like my point being is like it's just nice because it's like you're making these connections that you never would have made. Outside of that. But yeah, I do agree though on like 7 days of shooting for that script. That's a lot. It's a lot at the end of the day. And so trying to doing a more like 10-minute one where it's like you can keep it short and keep it down to 1 or 2 days. It's going to be more beneficial to you both monetarily and like in terms of like time and organization.
Yeah.
And as your AD, I understand the organization part of it.
And also like I don't want to jinx it or anything, but like I think Jake and I are both a little nervous about how it'll perform in festivals.
You guys need to send me a cut of it still because I haven't even seen it yet.
We're almost done with it.
Okay.
We're almost done with Final Cut.
Oh, you guys are on damn.
Yeah. I just have to fix a couple things on my end.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think we're waiting on. Are we still waiting on sound design?
Fuck, dude. I gotta fucking
whatever. But I'm just nervous about how it's gonna do in festivals, and I think Jake feels the same way. Just because it's a 16.5-minute film.
Yeah,
and it's good, but I don't know if it's that good.
The issue with festivals on that end that I would see is going to be the time of it. The length is going to be hard. A lot of festivals cap it at 15 minutes or like 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean it might be worth looking at making a festival version if you can cut out a minute somewhere. I mean, if you could cut out a minute, it's probably not a useful minute, but you get what I mean. Like trying to make something like that, it might be helpful. I don't see it being like rejected though because of the themes or anything like that. Because I know you guys talked about like LCU again and how like it was very dark. Like, and so like some of the festivals came back and were like, like, is this really what you would want to show? You think a festival crowd would really be interested in this? I don't think iStudy People hits that line.
No, definitely not.
Which makes it easier.
I'm just scared that it might not justify the runtime.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I understand it.
More than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, look, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a really solid script, so I think it will at least perform somewhat well. Yeah. Well, but you never know. I've sent my films to festivals and gotten completely rejected thinking that it was decent, so I totally get it.
We'll see what the future brings.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to ask you guys each a couple of just personal questions in terms of like film, and then we're going to do my next game, which you just be ready for that. So I'll start with you, Jake, because I mean, we talked about your writing a little bit. I do want to ask you, like, what's the writing process like for you in terms of like creating a story? Are you starting off with like, because for me, I typically start with, you either start with like a plot or the story. And by that, I mean, like you start with like all the things that are going to happen in it or the message you're trying to portray with it. So like I start off with plot a lot of the time and then try to find the message through for the plot.
Mm.
So how do you come up with your ideas, or how do you brainstorm? How do you put that to the paper?
So it's very different for each time I write a script. But at its core, I like to. This is gonna sound like I'm in my own fucking world, like I'm the most pretentious bastard to walk the planet.
We know that, but
and I am. I'll whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. But but for just the way I kind of work is I like to. I always have like a central question.
Okay.
So for Milk, it's sort of like, how far would you go for your friend? It's a couple questions in Milk, but it's sort of like, if you give someone what they deserve,
mm.
and you see like what that looks like, could you justify it? Or like, just like, I don't know. There's a lot of questions in Milk, and then with some of the other ones, like I'll See You Again. It's kind of like, what would trauma, like what is the main issue with grief?
Yeah,
and that's obviously, we take it to the extreme with I'll See You Again. And then sometimes
I think that's a good way. Don't feel pretentious. That's a good way to start, because I start off a lot of scripts with like, what is the question, or like the universe, like not truth, but like, what am I trying to say with the piece? Oh, sorry, what do I want to say?
Yeah.
And then how can I say it? So like my next script, for example, like I will say it was a little bit of the opposite. It was like I came up with a bunch of visuals in my head, and then I went, oh, that's funny as hell. Let's start off with that. But then it was like, it came into like, okay, what would I try to say with that? What am I trying to say with it? And that's where my next script deals a lot with like religion, and like a lot of like that versus like self-determination as like the main theme of it. So it went to that, and that shaped the overall narrative for me personally.
Yeah. So it's kind of similar to that. I like to think of it as like the script is almost like an answer or like an essay in some ways. Like if some teacher or professor, whoever, like gave me like, hey, like this is the prompt to write an essay. Yeah. I feel like my script is sort of like maybe a narrative visual representation of that answer. And then so that's more pretentious, I feel like. But with I also do the same thing visually. I had but the feature I wrote, I'll say, I think I've already mentioned the title on this podcast. It's called Beware of Doug. And the very last frame of the film was the first thing I imagined before I even had a concept for the film. Yeah. It's this very interesting frame. I can't even say, because it's a fucking like the heaviest spoiler possible. Yeah. But the last shot of the film is just this very particular, like the way it's framed is very specific. And that was like the first image in my head. And then I was like, okay, well, what's the story there? Why did that happen? And then it just kind of ballooned backwards all the way to the beginning of the story. And then the way I did it is I wrote the end, I had the end in mind, and then I went back and I wrote the beginning, and then I had all the middle stuff was not there yet. That's
kind of like how I write as well, and that's kind of how you should write. I mean, feature-length films build towards the ending, and so like you want a good ending before you go to the beginning, and because that's what you're building towards. There's this one film coming out soon. It's the Michael Jackson biopic. This is the craziest thing I've heard about it. So the third act apparently was going to deal with all the like child stuff, right? But apparently there's like, when they signed the contract for it, there was like a rule that says like they cannot talk about any of that in the film. And so the first two acts are shot, and the third act they can't use. So they're redoing the entire third act of the film. And I'm just sat there like, that's not going to be good then, because you didn't set up your film to be for that. For this new third act, you set it up for the original one. So it's just curious. We're going to see, obviously we'll see how that turns out, but
yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I did not hear about that.
It's the Michael Jackson biopic. It's coming eventually. I don't know when.
Is it called Thriller?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Interesting.
Well, let's move to Owen then for one of your questions. So this one's like a very like specific one that I was curious about. Okay, so you have a set of DZO Film Vespid lenses. Yeah. You use mainly a 21, 35, and 75. Yes. So I was just curious as to like why specifically those sizes, because like I know 50 is a very traditional lens that a lot of filmmakers use.
50,
I use a 50, right?
Yeah.
So why personally do you find like you leading to those lenses specifically?
This is gonna be the most fucking boring answer.
Okay.
Okay. So this was when I didn't really know a lot about cinema lenses, honestly.
Okay.
I own a Sirui 50mm Jupiter lens which is like a 50 millimeter macro lens by them.
Okay.
They released it back in like 2021, I think, maybe 2022. And I'm like, I only have the money for one.
Yeah.
This still pisses me off. They have a 24, 35, and a 50. That's the only 3 lenses they have. They have not finished the set.
Yeah.
And it's been like 3 years. It like pisses me off.
Well, that's true. Okay, no. I was thinking of the Nightwalker set.
No. This is a different. This is a full frame macro lens.
Yeah.
I guess. But so I only had the money for one of them, and I bought one on pre-order, and it was the 50 mil.
Yeah.
And then after we shot Milk, that was mostly shot on a Tamron 28-75, which is the lens I still have. Great lens.
Yeah, it's a great lens. I'm looking to actually get one of those.
Yeah, it's great. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
And that 50 mil.
Yeah.
Back when I didn't know a reason to buy a cinema lens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used that on the film sets.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, the cinema lenses are cool. I see the practicality of them. I like how they focus, blah, blah, blah. Because there were some focusing issues when I was trying to do manual focus with the focus by wire. Okay, cool. I have this 50 mil cinema lens. I'm going to buy a 35 and a 75 cinema lens to complete the set.
Okay, yeah.
Me not knowing that, like, if you want to buy a set of cinema lenses, it should be the same.
Yeah, same brand.
Cinema lens.
Because it's going to look very different between each of them.
Yeah. I didn't know that. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Give me a 35 and a 75. And then I stopped using the 50 mil because,
it just doesn't match.
Yeah, it doesn't match. And like, I like the DZO ones way more.
Okay. I was just kind of curious because I was like, I know for me personally, like it's, I'm someone that, I know a lot of videographers love like the 35 lens for like cameras and stuff. I'm personally someone who loves like the longer lenses, the telephoto lenses, because I like the compression in the frame when you're trying to frame stuff. Like long shots for me, something I really want to incorporate more in my films. A little bit harder when you're obviously in a space that's super confined and it's like you can't really do that type of stuff. But that's like kind of like my interest in. So I was curious if like there's a reason like those specific lenses. But if it's just simply I just bought these ones,
and then I bought the 21 because I needed a wider one.
Yeah, and honestly, like for me, I need a wider lens as well. Like my widest goes to a 28, and like that doesn't work for a lot. I'm shooting in a lot of like confined spaces, and that's not wide enough sometimes. So I totally get it.
But like I also felt like I haven't needed a 50 mil.
Yeah,
because like I've never been on sets and wishing like fuck, I wish I had a 50 mil right now because like I can either take the 75 mil and take a couple steps back, or take the 35 mil and push it a couple steps in. Like, okay. I do see practical reasons for it. Like, isn't 50, like I think 50
is
mil
considered like the normal eye or closest to the normal eye.
Yeah. I just haven't felt like I'm missing anything by not having it.
That's fair.
I don't want to drop. Like when I'm gonna get another Cine lens at some point soon because the DZO Vespa just like dropped to like $800 permanently.
That's really dope, actually.
Which is crazy because they're doing a Gen 2 for some fucking reason.
Okay.
The next one I'm gonna get is the 90 mil macro.
Okay. Nice. Nice. I'm working on. I mean, I'm on the cheaper end of lenses. I'm working on my Rokinon Prime lenses. Yeah. I have a 85 and 50. I'm working on getting a 24 and 35. But all right. So Jake, I have another question for you. Let me go through.
Excellent.
Let me look through them because I am realizing we have been talking for like already close to an hour. So I'm like trying to be a little bit efficient. This is another one about writing. So like when you're writing a narrative, right? And when I write a narrative, I also have like the similar thing. I'll get these great ideas in my head. I've got like this great visual or like something like that I want to try to build towards, right? But as I'm writing, I kind of realize that like the idea doesn't work anymore because the overall script just doesn't work with it. So I'm curious, like, how do you like deal with the idea of kill your ideas? How do you deal with the fact, or how do you come to the conclusion? Where do you learn to sacrifice that?
I kind of have found that with my writing, I usually will, it just kind of flows. So the feature I wrote the original idea I had. I wrote the beginning of it until around page 12, and then it stopped. And then I kind of sat there for like maybe like a week, 2 weeks, and I realized that like it just wasn't working for some reason. Yeah. And so I kind of like I deleted all of it, wrote it again, got around to page 12 again.
Yeah.
Because I had some different ideas, so I tried that. Page 12, for some reason, it just kept dying there, and it's because I didn't really know where to go from there with that, like the way I was setting it up. So after that, and after talking with Owen, we explored some ideas. I rebuilt the script, and then I wrote it all the way through until like page 60-ish, and then that is where it like kind of stuck. And And then I think we actually changed it one more time after that because it was a different setting,
Yeah.
a different location, and we chose a different location for the main, because it's primarily one location. It's probably more like 5 realistically, maybe more, but it's basically one for like a good like 40-50 minute chunk, maybe more than that. So I realized that just for me, if I'm writing and it doesn't like flow as fast as I like, or it just doesn't, I don't feel like the same passion, then I know the idea is not working, and I kind of just will think of something that I'll just kind of go a little bit more ambitious with the next take, I guess, if that makes sense. Like almost like if you're acting and you like do a take and it like sucks, and then you like try to go maybe a little bit more over the top.
So you try to put a better idea then into like deal with that fact, or try to like write towards it like a newer idea.
Yeah, and that might not be the most satisfying answer because like how do you get a better idea? I don't know. But and that's also happened where I just write something and I get to like page whatever, and I don't have a better idea.
Yeah.
And then I just stop. I think it's better to don't try to like revive a dead script. If it's dead, just leave it there. It might come back to you in like a couple months.
100%.
But go to a different project. Like just write something that it's better to have a written script than like a half-written script that you're like, oh, what do I fucking type? Like I think it's just better to like leave that one.
Because I have that as well. I have a couple of scripts where like I like get to writing, I'm really enjoying the ideas, but then I'm like, it's not working. There's something that's just not working, and I leave them. And like there's some of them I've come back to, and I'm like, okay, I figured out what's wrong here, and I'm going forward with it a little bit more. But it's a good idea because like just keep writing. You just gotta keep writing to really grow as a filmmaker and all that stuff. And like you figure out how to write like the better idea. And obviously, look, visuals are great, and I'm actually going to talk to you about shots in a second. But like visuals are not as important as like what you're actually trying to say sometimes. And so like you may have this really cool idea with this elaborate lighting and all this stuff. You get to it in the script while you're writing and you go, fuck, that's not going to work here at all. It's just not, it doesn't fit what I was trying to say or what I'm now trying to say. And it's just like, it's important to remember to kill that idea at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, so Owen, obviously you work with Jake a lot as his DP. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about like, how do you as like a DP, not as the writer, or obviously come to a narrative or come into the script coming up with your visuals for it? Are you relying heavily on the script for like what you're trying to figure out, or do you come up with visuals with what you think how it's going to say? Sorry, trying to reword that because I just totally fucked up my English there. But like like when you see the script and you're coming up with visuals, like how are you trying to say what's trying to be said from the script with your shooting style and everything?
Interesting. So like, what's the process I use?
Yeah, what's your process for coming up with shots and how they fit a narrative, essentially, like that?
Yeah, I mean, so when I read a script, I just try to do, I guess, the same thing a director would do, and just read the script and just whatever pops into my head, I kind of do my best to translate that to the shot list. I don't really think there's any secret sauce.
Okay.
Like the way that a DP interprets what is on the script is what kind of makes DPs different from each other, and their shooting style is different. Like if I'm reading a line of action and someone else is reading the same line of action, there could be 2 completely different shots, whether that's just using a different focal length, whether framing it differently, whether one's on sticks, one's handheld, whether one's a POV shot, one's an overhead shot, whatever. I don't think there's any secret sauce to it. It's literally just reading the script, what pops into your head, cross-reference that with the director.
Yeah.
Because like obviously the director's vision is the most important to the story.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. Not a very in-depth or helpful answer, but...
All right, and then our last big question before the game section I want to ask is for both of you. It's obviously you two collaborate together all the time. You guys have literally started a YouTube channel / media channel.
And podcast.
Media. No. Not the podcast, but I'm talking about OJ Productions, right? Yeah. So like, how does collaboration between you two work? I know Jake probably comes to you with a script idea, or you may have an idea. Like, how do you guys from start to finish work together to create a script?
Are we talking about films?
Yeah, films. Like because I know like what is it? Jake's obviously more of a writer. You're more of a DP.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just curious, like your overall process working together. How are you two getting from start to finish with a project?
Yeah, I mean, the general one is like I have ideas too. Like I'm not really a writer, but I have ideas every now and then. I just don't like to write personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just like I would rather take something that's already written and bring it to the screen, whatever.
That's fair.
I would rather I like creativity more within the shots, less so like on the page, I guess. Oftentimes I have an idea, Jake has an idea, we talk about it, and then Jake kind of starts writing it.
Yeah.
We kind of cross-reference it on multiple. Cause how many drafts did we have of Stalker?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have some amount of input when it comes to the script writing phase. Like I suggested.
I would assume so. I mean, you're also the producer on the script.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Like I also have to course correct a lot when it comes to like if there's anything too ambitious within the script, because like we talked before on the podcast about like how you shouldn't let practical constraints limit your writing.
Yeah.
And then I'm the asshole here, like, hey, don't do that shit.
Well, you kind of need to. There's like if it is too ambitious, you do have to go up to the person and go, hey man, like let's dial it back. If we're actually going to shoot this, let's try to figure out how we can do it in a way that's like possible, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's my kind of fatal flaw when it comes to like writing things. Like I know I'm supposed to push that producer brain aside when I'm writing, but like I don't know if I can.
No,
I probably can.
I get the struggle there because I do have a little bit of a like I'm not going to be able to fucking film this whenever I like write down like this person needs to do a barrel roll flip through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think another underrated part of the way we collaborate is we also this is like going to sound dumb, but it really has been helpful is we walk a lot. We don't just sit in the same environment in the same office and we just talk. We like actually go in on a walk, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm so much more creative, and I've actually figured out like I'll have an idea for a script and I'll talk to Owen about it, and then as I'm walking I come up with more ideas for the script. I'm like, oh wait a second, well maybe this is explained by a thing that happened in her past or something like that, you know? So I don't know what it is about walking in particular, but that's how a lot of like the best ideas have come to, and both of us too, not just me. Like he'll have an idea and then we talk about it, and then by the time we're done with the walk we already have like a full thing like planned out. So I would encourage anyone to try it, even if it's on your own, even if you just have headphones on or no headphones on, just go for a walk.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think a big aspect of it is just like not listening to any podcast, not listening to music, just being able to think about the story. Yeah, and obviously, like it is very, very beneficial to bounce ideas off of other people. Something.
Some benefit. I write all my scripts by myself, and I'll reach out to friends for like input and stuff like that, or like other collaborators I'm trying to work with. But like honestly, you need to talk to people when you're writing because you're not going to be able to look at it from another. It's another lens. It's another lens to look at. Your work.
Yeah, and it's like I know there's the fucking goofy adage of like 2 brains is better than 1, but like 2 brains is exponentially better than 1.
Yeah, 100%.
Just because of like how many different trees of thought you can go down with twice as much brain power if you whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like for the editing process for you guys, are you guys working together at the same time, or like how does that work in terms of like trying to get the narrative together?
So it's changed a bit throughout the years.
Okay.
There were kind of the earlier films.
Yeah.
It's one of us in the concepting phase.
Yeah.
We decide, I'll take the edit, or do you want to take the edit, or whatever. And that could be for a multitude of reasons. It could be whether like one of us has more shit to do, like other shit to do. Yeah. One of us is more interested in the story. One of us is more invested, blah, 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 whatever. And then in the middle kind of part of it, we both edited a lot. There was one specific one where I was like, I'll take the edit. And then I started doing it. And halfway through, I just fucking like stopped just because I didn't fucking care anymore about it. Yeah. You know which one this is?
Is it Ow?
It is.
Yes.
I feel like that's kind of where you know whether a film is going to be good or bad when you stick to the editing process. Yeah.
It's a struggle for me to edit sometimes, like personally, because I do a lot of my own editing, or I'll edit for other people. I just realized I still haven't gotten to the EP. Yeah.
Oh, no, I finished that.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, like 2 months ago.
Dude, I just couldn't get to it.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what it was, but like the footage was good. It was just like
don't worry about it.
All right, dope. Well, I'm working on our advertisement right now.
Yeah,
so,
I was about to ask about that too.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What's up?
I was about to ask about that.
No, I'm currently working on it. Don't worry. I was downloading footage literally last night. It just footage is he shoots on a Red and it's like 300 gigabytes or something like that, and so
My
it's a pain.
bad.
It's a pain to download everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to like editing though, like I've tried working with other editors, and like usually if I feel like editing styles are just so different for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of editors are like YouTube editors where they've grown up in the YouTube era, and so like they're editing super quick and they're doing like quick cuts and all this stuff, but it doesn't like serve a narrative purpose or anything like that. Or like even worse, they're only focused on like partial, like they're not focused, they're figuring out the details about like how the editing is like working narratively for a story. Like I don't know, like I feel when we had Vigilant, we had obviously Sean was the lead editor and I was also like I'm the director, so I was doing a lot of the editing as well. But we had several like smaller editors join us to do like certain like sequences and stuff like that, and some of them were great. Like some of them, like I was like, oh my god, they get the flow of the scene. But there's other ones where I was just like, I don't know what you think was going on with the scene. It was more like they were editing for continuity, like solely. They weren't actually thinking about the additional details of like, why am I cutting to this person at this frame? It's all the reactions and stuff like that. So like I was curious for you guys, like do you guys feel like your editing styles blend well, or like I mean, you guys obviously shoot together a lot, so like your narrative style blends a lot. But I was curious like how that works for you guys.
Yeah, well, just to expand real quick on the previous question, another thing we do is we really only did this for I'll See You Again, but it's kind of like mostly, and I guess maybe Death Knows My Name a tiny bit, but it's more like Owen does like he'll do like some editing and color, and then I'll do some editing and sound, and that's I'm not a good I don't like sound design, so but it just kind of gravitates towards that. But yeah, I would say yes and no. I think I'm still a very like young editor, and I think that I often will I feel like I don't edit general enough, if that makes sense. Like my editing, it's too like one way. And so like for Death Knows My Name, for example, I thought the film was going to be like 3-4 minutes. Yeah. And it's not, it's like 7.5 or something like that. And so when I started editing it, the whole beginning of the film, it's like kind of like long cut. Yeah. And then it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like, it's just very like, it just doesn't fit the tone of this film, which is like kind of more slow, kind of more mysterious. And then when because Owen took on the, I think like second half of the edit, and then that's where it gets to like, it gets more to like how it should be, but you can kind of tell where it kind of clashes a little bit. So I would say for that one, not really, but I think for I study people for a living, I think it works a lot better there.
Yeah, and I also think like the YouTube editing style that you brought up, like that was actually kind of an issue for me. Yeah. Because I've been editing YouTube videos. That's like my day job right now. Like, I edit YouTube videos. Yeah. And like Milk in like the first one we did, the first draft of it was very YouTube-y. Yeah. The cuts were very quick, and Jay kind of took a look at it. He's like, yo, and he recognized it like immediately. He's like, yeah, this is edited like a YouTube video, not like a movie. Which isn't necessarily bad. Like
it's not bad, but it's like, what are you trying to like? So like on the terms of like tone, like like if I'm editing, if it's a drama, I shouldn't be seeing quick cuts. You know, like that's not where it comes. That's not what I'm trying to. You should be trying to get across. It should be slower. It should be more methodical. You know.
And I think I've grown a lot since then, specifically in terms of like recognizing what the pace should be at any given point in the story based off like the genre and anything like that. But like at the start, I'm like, okay, how do I get this to the least amount of time possible while still conserving the story? And maybe the best way to conserve the story is to let some parts drag out for a little bit. Yeah,
and I do think like on the YouTube thing, I think it's a lot of like, it's that retention that they've grown up on YouTube, where everything's got to be quick and flashy, and like it works for like Mr. Beast, you know, and it works for like comedy films or like stuff like that. I mean, this wasn't the best film, but Karate Kid Legends, which just came out, like I went and watched it. I would say it has a very YouTube editing style of like everything was quick. There was a lot of the film missing, by the way. I'm pretty sure that they cut out like 30 minutes of that film, but it was very quick. It was very cut together and all that stuff. It felt like that YouTube style, but it kind of works for that action style versus like, you know, like if we're going to go see Sinners, right, which came out this year, it is dramatic. There's got to be a lot of longer takes. There's got to be a lot more stuff. There's also another film that just came out in Theater's Materialist, where I'm seeing clips from it,
Mm.
and there's some shots that hold for like 30 seconds, but that's because they're trying to send the message through how long they're holding it. They're trying to give you that, like, you're gonna sit in this moment with the characters, and like I think like I don't know, for me, like a lot of editors I've worked with can do that. They understand like there's a narrative purpose to why we're doing this part of the edit. But there's a lot of also people that I've worked with who are very quick editors, and it's like it doesn't it doesn't blend as well when I'm trying to do something a little bit more dramatic in terms of like the story.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're on to the game part. So
Oh boy.
So we've been drinking these New Brew non-alcoholics this entire time.
Yes.
Oh fucking hell.
But I thought we should play a fun game because look, we're in the age of YouTube. We're on YouTube right now, right? Doing this podcast, also Spotify, right? Which means we need a clip farm. So
Okay.
I've brought some lime vodka with me
Okay.
and shot glasses, all right? And we're going to play a fun game. Here, do you mind passing one down to Jake?
I have to drive after this, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's why this is even better. I have to drive after this as well. So we're going to play a game. It's called the Truth Game, all right? Where I'm going to ask you some really dramatic questions that you have to either answer truthfully or take a shot for.
Oh, truth or drink.
Truth or drink, yeah.
Hell
There's only 3 questions each, but it's like questions that you might not want to answer online. And to be fair, because I didn't tell you guys I was going to be doing this for the podcast, you guys will get to ask me 3 questions as well. You might need to think about it, but we're going to start off with you guys first, obviously, to help accommodate that.
Hell yeah. Throw one in.
I threw a couple softballs for you guys. Like, for example, if I'm asking Jake about Owen, he's obviously going to tell the truth on that. I'm kidding. But let's start off with Owen. All right.
Yes.
So again, this one's a little bit of a softball, but what is the worst idea Jake has pitched to you that you've gone along with? So like, he's pitched you either a story idea or he's had this idea on set that you have just in your head fucking hated or like just thought is so terrible, but you've gone along with it because you didn't want to say anything.
That's like released?
That's released, yes.
That would be hard for him because I don't have bad ideas. It's an impossible. We can do the next question.
It's a bit of an easier one.
I mean, fucking like goofy cop out, but like I don't think like any of them. Not
Okay.
because he doesn't have bad ideas. He has plenty of shit ideas. But mostly because I'm very comfortable pushing back, and I'm
That's
very
fair.
comfortable being like, yeah. This is kind of stupid. This is shit.
Mhm.
Like if it wasn't him, maybe like if someone I didn't know as well,
Yeah.
I didn't have as close of a friendship with, maybe I would kind of like bite my tongue and be like,
Yeah, like if I'm
whatever."
working for like a director on set that I've never worked with before, I'm not gonna tell them like no to their idea.
Yeah.
I might make a suggestion on like what we could do differently to like try to guide them a different way. But
Yeah.
I'm not personally going to be the one that says, dude, what are you trying to do with it?
and if you were asking me about somebody else,
Yeah.
I have someone in mind where I
Yeah.
would probably take a drink for it because I want to
Yeah.
preserve that relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
But with Jake, just because we've known each other for so
Yeah.
long and because whatever, like I feel comfortable like pushing back on basically anything that I feel isn't a good idea.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I was trying to start some drama between you two on the podcast. That's why. That's why.
Lame cop out kind of. But
Yeah. Well, similarly to Jake, was there ever a shot or decision of Owen's that you just absolutely hated that made it into the final cut of a film? He has an idea. I can see it on his face.
It's hard as a director though to say this because like I feel like it is
like,
my
it
film.
falls on you.
It ultimately can if I don't speak. Well, it would be different if I like spoke up and then it was like I was like, oh no, it'll be fine. Then that would be different. But I don't recall any time where I can't really remember a time where that happened. But
Okay.
I will say one decision that I wish we had done with I Study People for a Living, and I think Owen might already kind of know sort of. It's just I wish we went handheld for some of the backyard stuff.
Okay.
After a certain moment in the scene. I think that is something that I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't think of.
Yeah.
Or maybe we thought of it and just forgot. But
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. Like, that's just like hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. I mean,
And there was a bunch of shit that we were doing, like we had to get out of there at a certain point, like because it was a night shoot, so we were down until like 1 a.m. or whatever. And like, if I had an extra 5 minutes to think about that scene, then I probably would have come into my head. And if Jake said that, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, we should have done that. But like, we were trying to like speed on that, and you were on our asses like,
Yeah.
oh, we got to schedule the game.
Well,
It's mainly Ryan's fault.
well, it's a
That's
late
true.
night, and also I was on Benadryl dying, so I was already falling asleep.
I mean that was your job. Like
Yeah,
we
it's
weren't trying to keep people till 3 a.m.
Literally my job to make sure you guys are staying on time. But
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fair enough. I have obviously, I hope you guys are thinking of questions for me right now.
I'm trying.
Obviously, I want to start off with a little bit of easier ones. Again, you guys have to drive. But now we're going to go into more drama ones where you might not want to say it. Who's your least favorite actor you've worked with, and why? I'm so glad you're 21 now, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking it. Oh, let's go. He took the shot, audio viewers, audio listeners.
Will you tell us after the show?
Yeah. Oh, if I don't answer it on this video, I will tell you guys afterwards. I'm
Yeah.
pretty open about
Yeah.
it. I just don't want my.
I mean,
chicken
I mean, I already think you. I mean, we know the answer to that question. The one you just asked,
Interesting.
Jake.
Okay. Well.
For your end.
Oh, and do you know who I'm thinking of?
Oh, I knew exactly who you guys were talking about. No, wait, no, actually, I don't know who you guys are thinking of because I have a different question.
The actor I'm not so fond of.
I'm trying to think about. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty sure you know?
Yeah.
All right. Last question for you, Owen. This one's a little bit more of a softball for you. So
Okay.
be grateful.
Woo, no drinking, baby.
What is my worst quality?
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I knew he was going to answer.
Everything. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
This is something specific, I
Okay.
guess, and it's an actual answer.
All right.
So we brought you on as
Yeah.
AD.
Yeah.
First for, and this is something that Jake and I have talked about.
Yeah.
First for, I bet your heart's racing right now.
Oh, a little bit. I'm curious what. Yeah. Well, I know you guys wouldn't hire me back if you guys didn't actually think I was useful or anything like that. So, and if it's something I can improve, then obviously.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of we brought you on as AD for I'll See You Again for the first time.
Yeah.
And the reason that we had you on as AD specifically wasn't because your, I guess, prowess in that role specifically. Yeah. But more so it's like, okay, we know that you are probably easily the most experienced person on that set besides us.
Okay.
Okay.
That
is a crew member.
Yeah.
And AD is probably the third most important position.
Yeah.
And so we kind of put you as AD because that's what we figured that you would do good at because you went to film school or whatever. And I'm not saying you were bad as AD. And I don't even know if this is the quality, like a quality of yours.
Yeah.
But I guess more so it's just like, and we could talk about this after the show too, a little bit too. It's just like, and this is also kind of a question for you, is like, we don't know if AD is something that you necessarily want to continue doing.
Yeah, it's not like my favorite position. I do it because from my perspective of it, like obviously I like the creative stuff. That's going to be more interesting.
Yeah, of course.
I do the producing work because like it's what needs to be done on a set. And it gives you a say in the creative decisions as well. Like I can come up to you guys and go like, hey, what are we doing with this idea? Like that, and like going and like, asking you the important questions about the film and stuff like that. But that makes sense. Like it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I like doing it because I like working with you guys. Like that's really what comes out. And that's why I also do like BTS on set when I'm there. Cause like, I can manage time on set. And I don't mind doing scheduling and stuff like that. It's not a big deal, but it's more of like, I do the BTS because then that's the more creative end of stuff I can do. So I get it. It's not my personal favorite thing.
It's not so that, and obviously you've known a couple of times that you've fucked up like on
scheduling
film, scheduling or logistics or whatever. And like part of me like thinks that maybe also part of me is also like, I feel like you are a people pleaser
a little bit.
And so I don't know if you. That's not the right word. I don't know if you would come up to Jake or I and say, "Hey, for this one, can I AC and someone else can be AD?"
Okay.
Because like we were talking about like for the next one, possibly doing a different AD.
Okay.
Just because, not because of like bad work that you
shit.
do or anything.
I totally get it. No.
But because like we don't necessarily know if that's what you want to keep gathering experience in, and we don't know if you're comfortable enough telling us to kick rocks and find another AD.
Genuinely, like Look, I probably do want to AC for you guys on a project at some point because I do want to build more camera experience on my end. I like doing the AD work though because one, I'm communicating with all the departments, which means I get to actually talk to people about everything. Like for example, like you guys had Connor, Dean, and Evan on lighting, right? It means I get to chat with them and ask them questions about what they're doing with lighting. Because like in terms of like film school, the one class I missed out on that I wish I had taken instead of my directing class. That's just because I took it my final semester there, and it ended up being a lot of repeated information. Was lighting. And so like for me, it's beneficial because I can go up to people, ask them questions. And I'm also not a PA asking the question. I'm an AD asking the question. So there's a little bit more respect on that end. Yeah. But I do want to do sometimes the other roles. Like I do want to AC actually, if you guys are cool with that for the next film. Yeah. Not because I don't like ADing, but it's because like I want to learn camera a little bit more. Yeah. Like you guys know I'm trying to do more camera stuff on my own time. So it's like learning that. But yeah, no, I'm not. I am a bit of a people pleaser. I will admit to that. Don't want to ever upset anyone on set if I can. So I totally get that. It is my worst quality as an AD. I will actually agree to that because as an AD, you got to be cutthroat. That being said, I will tell you guys to hurry the fuck up if you guys need to.
I would like to expand on that a tiny bit. I think
oh, this is just getting okay.
This is more positive. Like I think that you actually have improved a lot. Like when we first kind of had you on I'll See You Again, it was sort of like, like you guys can kind of hurry up if you want. Yeah. Don't hurt me, please. Don't peg me again. So.
Well, to be fair on that end, like I didn't know you guys well enough at the time. So I'm more friends now. For that first set, it was like you guys just invited me on, but you guys have continued to invite me back, and we chat outside of filmmaking and stuff like that as well. Exactly. So it's more of a like, okay, Ryan is like, I can tell you guys like more directly. It's just a little bit more worrisome when you haven't worked with a person before. Yeah. So I totally get it.
Yeah, but also in terms of just like the sort of like the organization and the production side too, like not even just like the on-set stuff. Like I think Owen and I have both also talked about this. And we've noticed a pretty like at least like visible improvement.
Okay. So. Okay. Well, that's good to hear that I'm not shit. So
yeah,
and also not to glaze too hard, but
and also like to glaze even harder. Like whenever you make a schedule for something. Every now and then I look at it, I'm like, no fucking way this is going to take X minutes. And Jake's like, no, bro, Ryan's always spot on with the schedule. It's going to take that long.
It's scary how accurate it can be sometimes. Well, it's not like even like the shots are properly timed all the time, but like we'll get behind 30 minutes, but then I'll push us up and we'll be on that end time at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the one thing, like it wasn't a big of a deal, but like you were pretty off on the schedule with the orchards at the end of Finger Guns.
Well, I don't know how far away I didn't know what the shots were. I didn't know how far away it was.
Just because you didn't know the company move was a literal 3-minute walk.
Yeah. No, it was way closer. And also I expected like the shots to be like a little bit more different than what they were. Honestly, I thought like the shots in the edit, just for reference, because Finger Guns hasn't come out yet. It's probably about like 25 seconds, the entire sequence.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more like a minute when I thought you were going to be doing like a lot of tracking or like a lot of movement through.
Oh,
so
sure.
like in my head when I read it, it was a longer scene, so I expected a longer time shoot.
Yeah, that's fine. But also like that is not even necessarily a bad thing because then we can flex to the crew like, yeah, we finished early.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at
100%.
us, guys.
I mean, with what is it like with I Study People, we had a set day where we wrapped on time and it was like the late night one, right? But then we had another set where we wrapped an hour early, and it's just because you do have to give that buffer time a little bit. Yeah. You do have to give a little bit of extra time. But I feel like we're steering away too much from the drama questions. So Jake, I'm gonna ask you and you guys are glazing me way too fucking much right now. Holy shit. Yeah, hop off my dick. God damn. I'm kidding.
Feels too good.
Jake, last question. I feel bad because I know you're gonna take a shot for this one. And
hand it over.
What is it?
Who is your least favorite guest you've hosted on the IndieFilm Insider podcast?
Okay.
And I know the answer to this one, but
Ryan, you dirty bastard.
I'm so sorry. I didn't expect Owen to answer every question.
What if I just don't like to drink? Do you have another one for me that could possibly make me drink?
If you want to do I can come up with another one for you.
Yeah, if you think
at least sip it. Yeah. At least sip it. Just for the content. For the culture.
Oh, he did it.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a question off the top of my head. I only prepared 3 because I only wanted to be 3. I didn't expect I didn't expect you to answer the
second
second one. So
I got balls, baby, and hopefully he doesn't watch this.
okay.
But like,
Do you guys have 3 questions for me off the top of your heads, or?
I
I mean, we have one that'll make you drink if you want to do that.
Yeah, I think we have
Oh,
one
yeah.
that we both kind of think of.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to ask it?
I don't know how to phrase it though, so if you have a better way to phrase it, I don't know. I don't exactly know what words to ask. I know like what the concept to get at though is.
I'm very curious what the question is now.
I mean, the one. Okay, maybe we're thinking about different ones though, because mine was just literally a dupe of
Okay.
like, who's the worst actor that you've ever worked with?
Worst actor I've ever worked with.
That you don't want to work with again.
Oh,
I'm like, I know the answer to this one
Dude.
because we've talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, we have talked about it. Do I do the drama? Yeah, you're making me.
I'll throw that over there for you.
Yeah. Hold on. I probably will ain't. Because like on the one hand,
So do you want
It'd
this
be-
bridge to be burned?
huh?
Do you want
It's
this
like,
bridge
do
to-
I want the bridge to be burned, but also
Do you care?
do I care enough? Because I don't really.
Okay. Also, now just thinking about this, Jake, I have 2.
He has another one.
No. I have 2 things in my head for the actor question that you
Okay.
asked him.
Okay.
And originally my thought was 1, but now thinking about it,
Yeah,
might
I'm
be a-
curious.
it
I'm
might be a
curious what the
different
answer is after this. Really contemplating this one. The audio viewers are just sat. Like, I'm just sat here
What the
like
fuck
staring
is he
off
doing?
because I'm trying to think. Is there a worse one I've worked with? Only because I don't want to burn any bridges on the podcast.
Hell yeah. Woo!
It's just water.
It's water, guys.
Fuck, that was rough.
I never had that before. The lime one.
I'm gonna be real. I was trying to take Tito's, but my mom said take this instead.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
guys, got another one?
Jake, you have one, I think.
Okay. Who is the most I don't know. I feel like you might answer this one.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine to ask. Like,
Well, I have alcohol in me now, so let's see the chances.
All right. So who is the most what is one director that you would never work with again and no one should ever work with again?
Jake, but I'm kidding. No. I didn't burn bridges on the last
Like-
one, but
Or
like that you-
filmmaker
like-
or actor. Like any
filmmaker or actor.
just anyone who's in
Yeah.
film.
Okay, you screwed up because you've given me the option of filmmaker, and I do have an answer for this that I can publicly say. His name is Justin Zhang. He was he's actually on the set of another filmmaker I wouldn't work with again, but he was fine to work with on set. He was actually fun to work with. The issue is we found out a month later, and it got posted on social media, that he was stealing equipment from sets. He had stole a camera lens from one set from this guy in the Bay who is a professional like videographer. And they caught him trying to resell the lens online. The way they caught him is they found the serial number. He saw the serial number matched. And they confronted him on camera and he admitted to doing it. So I would not work with him again because he's a thief.
Okay.
fair
And
enough.
I'm so glad you changed the way that question was phrased.
I have one.
Okay.
I guess this is most okay. So I mean, so I have 2.
Yeah.
One that I actually want to know the answer to,
Okay.
and one that I want to ask because I want to make you take a shot or stir drama.
Okay. Okay, so-
I think it'd be more beneficial to do the first one.
Okay. Do the first.
Um,
I mean, you get 3, and you've done 2, so it's like a genie, you know. Third wish.
Hey, you gotta let us do 2 each, right?
Dude,
That's how that works.
I will let you do a 4th one if you do another shot. If you do a shot.
Alright.
But, okay.
I mean-
it's probably a terrible deal, but
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'll just ask this one because I would rather just genuinely know, I guess.
Okay.
If you take a shot, you're a pussy.
okay. Well, I am typically a pussy, so
Oh boy.
What do you think of the lime?
That's super fuck. That's limey. What the fuck?
That's really strange. It's like infused.
I'm not a fan of it.
I don't really like lime.
I'm not either.
That's gonna
Reminds
fuck
me of gin, but like a
Yeah.
a little bit.
little bit
Alright.
of gin.
What is Okay. If you answer this, you have to do both Jake and I.
Okay.
What are Jake and I's worst qualities
Ooh.
in regards to what we do, or like your least pleasant experiences like working us?
Not enough
working with
sexual
us?
tension between you two. Actually, I think this answer applies to both of you. You guys keep trying to schedule shit way too fucking soon, and it's driving me fucking insane. Because our actors and crew, like, I'm telling you guys, hey, let's shoot this in like a month, and you guys are like, okay, we want to shoot it in 2 weeks. And so then I email the actors and crew, and they go, well, I'm not fucking available. I don't have enough time to get this shit off. And I've started prefacing the emails with Jake and Owen want to because I want to make it clear it's not me making this.
You want that shit off your back?
I don't want that shit on me. But like, yeah, like we're trying to do that advertisement right now. And you guys were like, June 29th. I was like, all of our crew sent July dates and our actors sent July dates. I mean, it looks like it's going to work out, but and it's a little bit more notice. But before that, you guys were like July 12th, and it was like May 30th, you guys were suggesting that date. And I'm like, no one's going to be fucking free on a Thursday.
To be fair, that was a really optimistic rush date.
Yeah.
Because the owner of the company was in town.
Yeah.
Like that area, and we thought it would be nice to have him
there. Totally. But it totally fucked me. And it also happened on I Study People, where you guys wanted to film it within like 2 weeks. And and then like the entire crew was like, we're not fucking free. Like and then we changed it to April, and it was like everyone's free. So that's the worst quality, is you guys keep trying to schedule shit way too fucking soon.
Okay.
And that's a combined quality because it's the two of you both agreeing to it.
But individually?
That's a different question.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, last question.
All right.
Last question?
Yeah, last question for me. Because I gave him a fourth.
I have one if you don't.
I just had one. It was very, very interesting. Let me think.
These are all film-based questions, by the way. That's why it fits the podcast. I made sure that they were all film-related.
Okay. I do have one.
Okay.
You've done like, you know what? Owen, you do it. Owen, you fucking go.
You don't want to do it?
No.
I'll answer your questions after the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. I have one.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, how many? Let's just preface this real quick. How many films have you done?
Films or like projects?
Like how many like films have you like directed?
How many films have I directed?
You've done Vigilant. How many? Like I know
directed. I've done Vigilant Justice, A Life With, and there was a short called Pretty Boy that is no longer on YouTube because I was not a fan of how it turned out.
Okay.
It was also like second year of film school, and
that's
like,
fine.
Yeah.
So for all, I guess this applies to more than you were just directing. Right?
Okay.
So all the projects you were directing, all the projects that you've had, I guess, a say in the people to bring on set.
Yeah.
Are there any actors that you have brought on set or that you've worked with?
You've kind of already asked this question in the.
No.
Okay.
No. Not because of their acting talents.
Oh, okay.
But more so because either they're your friends and you want to help them out, or because they match the demographic of the character that they need to play.
Oh, this totally. I mean, like, look, actors come down to availability a lot of the time, and a lot of that. What is it like? A Life With my lead actor in that, or like lead male actor in that, was Malachi Killian, who is Blake's cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't get a fucking actor available. Oh, sorry, I got auditions for the film, and they were, I'm gonna be honest, they were from okay to fucking dog shit. Like, I'll show you them after the podcast, but there was some ones where like I was like, what the fuck? Like me and my crewmates were on a call, and this is so toxic of me, but we were watching the auditions together, and we were fucking dying with laughter because we're like, what the fuck? Look, film is nepotism. Nepotism does apply to the people you know. And like, honestly, I have friends that are good actors. Like, for example, Blake, he was casted as Harold because he's a friend. Although I didn't know him that much at the time, but he was a friend of Sean's. He turned out great on the project. I thought he did a great job. He had one of the better performances in the film. And so like, yeah, of course, like I'll invite a friend on to act because it just makes sense in terms of like I want to work with them. I want to work with them again, or like, and like film is all about your friends who you know, who you want to be working with at the end of the day. The reason we all do free projects for each other now is because in 10 years when we're all getting paid for projects, we want to be able to call each other and go, hey, do you want to hop on, right? Like
Yeah.
my goal, if I'm directing like a feature film for Marvel in 10 years, I can then go, Jake and Owen, look, I can hire you guys. Get on this, right?
Iron Man 7.
Right. So I don't think that's a bad thing at all, honestly. Like I think it's like I think it's good that you want to work with the same people, or you want to hire the same people over and over again, because at the end of the day, they're the people you want to work with. They're people that you would like to continue to have a career with. You clearly see something. I'm not friends with filmmakers that are shit. I'm gonna be real. If I think you're a shit filmmaker, I don't talk to you. Like,
Why are you friends with us?
Dumbass.
No, but then like, yeah, like
Yeah, he wants our 100 subs to follow him on Instagram.
yeah, like that's the thing is like I, as a filmmaker, want to work with the people that I like, and I like working with. So like, yeah, unfortunately, you know, if I'm trying to hire a DP for a project and I know Owen here is fucking goated, and I've never worked with you before, I'm probably gonna go with Owen. You know, I mean, it does cause issues of like
glazing is crazy.
Yeah, same thing with Jake. You know, like if he offers me a job on a script and someone else offers me a job on a script, I know Jake at least has some quality to his work versus if I haven't even read your script, I'm gonna go with Jake, because that being said, Jake doesn't pay me, and so like if they go, we'll pay you $200, I'm like, fuck you, Jake, I'm out of here. But like that's my point.
We
it's
are
like
paying you though.
You're paying me for the ad, yeah. But
Woo.
that's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna work with you guys over. I'm gonna work with my friends over newer talent. That being said, that doesn't exclude them. If I think a newer talent's gonna be better for a performance, I'm going to hire the newer talent. That just, it makes sense. Or sometimes like I want to work with different people. Like I love my friends, but if I've worked with like, you know, Owen was my DP for my commercial. I have another friend DPing my next short, even though I would like Owen to DP my next short, but it's just because I also haven't worked with that friend yet. And so like, you know, it's how the industry works, honestly. Like it is who you know. So yeah, of course. That was a long answer. I'm such a fucking lightweight. I can already feel it in my head. So,
but absolutely, and yeah.
All right, so this podcast is going on for an hour and a half, by the way. So I do think we probably have to wrap it.
An hour 47.
Holy fuck! All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening to the IndieFilm Insider podcast. Once again, I was your guest host today, Ryan Sagun. You can find my social media at Ryan Sagun Media. Your guest, Owen Carr and Jake.
At
Jake Bell.
owencarr.dp on Instagram. It'll be down below.
I'm at Jake Ross Bell on Instagram, also linked down below.
If you like the podcast, please subscribe. They need it. They keep begging me to come back every episode. They're like, Ryan, we need you to carry the podcast for us.
We need your charisma.
We need you. We need your charisma.
Talents.
We need your YouTube talking style. We need you to get us drunk on screen.
Yes.
But I'm just so busy and popular. You know, that's just how it works.
We need your Hollywood level looks
on
our show.
Yeah, I wish they were Hollywood level looks. I wish.
I have a bonus question.
A bonus question right before we end it. Okay.
Yes. Of the episodes you have seen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, this is a two-parter. Of the episodes you've seen, what is your favorite episode besides yours? I know you're
because mine is so great.
You have a huge ego. I know that's going to be an issue, but
of the two, can I say two answers for it?
Yeah,
sure.
I really liked your film terms episode because a lot of them I had not heard yet. I feel like with film school, they don't go into a lot of the terminology that you need to hear on set. They tell you like sticks, but they don't tell you 86, you know?
Right.
And then I liked your interview with Dean. But I mean, to be fair though, and I was listening in on the way here, to be fair, it does just sound like my friends are just chatting while I'm in the room.
Yeah.
So like, it is a little bit biased in that regard, but I also learned a lot about the like color grading from Dean in that episode. So I really appreciated that one.
And then I guess the second part would be, that's good to hear also. What do you think of like the podcast in general? Like, do you think like when we first invited you on, we're like, oh, okay, it's going to be a thing they do probably for like 2 weeks, and then they're going to be on to the next project.
For the audio listeners, I just pretended to pour another shot
for the creeps who are listening.
No, I thought the podcast was a good idea. I was shocked you guys were starting with me. I'm not fucking useful. You know, all I did was make a feature film at 19, right? But
that's it.
That's it. You know, and honestly, I have a lot of self-doubt in my terms, so like that's why it was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? But no, like genuinely, the podcast, you guys have gotten some really great guests. I mean, I saw last week you got a wrestler that's turned into an actor that like got stabbed by fucking Wolverine and Logan. Like I saw that clip.
Luke is great,
right? You guys are getting actual like decent names on the podcast, and you're getting also local filmmakers as well. Phoenix is a great actor to get on. I think do you guys also get Zach on the podcast yet?
We're going to.
I was
going to say you better do that for I Study People, right? But
we'll do Zach and Angelina.
Okay, good
Yeah,
call,
we're gonna
good
do a
call.
roundtable with them.
But yeah, like it's actually a genuinely beneficial podcast that I like enjoy. I don't watch every episode because I'm a busy motherfucker, and sometimes I just wanna watch a YouTube video of Skibbity Toilet for 3 hours straight. That's a fucking joke. I would never watch that type of shit. But yeah, no, it's a good thing. It's a good beneficial for the community. You know, like it's just something that I think people should listen to if they're new. It also is a combined struggle type of thing where you guys are newer, you guys are learning. You know, there's not a lot of pay in the film industry when you start off, and so you get a lot of experience in terms of that.
Yeah.
So I do think it's very beneficial.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just want to say real quick, like, this has been, I don't want to fucking, I know we only have like 100 subs, so I'm not going to fucking act like we're some hot shit right now.
Super
But
pretentious.
but like,
shit,
it has been, and wow, fucking, I have not had any food today, so I do actually feel that quite a bit.
No, I'm feeling it as well, man.
So if I'm slurring my words slightly, I'm trying my best here. But I do think it's been very fun, and I hope that we can continue this in the future. And I hope that we have good content to come. I know we have a couple things planned in terms of podcasts. But yeah, that's kind of like what I just want to say. It's been a pleasure to give the spotlight to some people.
Yeah,
you know,
and I hope I'm invited back. They probably won't because of all the shit I made them say on this podcast.
When
but
you release Visual Injustice 2,
nah, fuck that.
Yes.
When I release my next short, I'm expecting an invite. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll get you pulled up for bro, man.
Yeah,
I will say we
Legend
do
of
need
Bowman, eventually.
We do need more women on the podcast.
I totally agree.
If you got
I
any
can
Rex.
We've only
have
had
a couple. I'll give you some.
Sean Sylvain was our only woman.
No, if you want an actress, I can get you guys. I mean, get fucking Aspen on the podcast. She's an actress.
Oh yeah,
that you guys work with.
that'd be good. Oh well, we do have some people.
If you're looking for female filmmakers, though, I can reach out to a couple of my friends.
No, that would be good.
I have a friend that just started a magazine. Her name's Jadia. It's about how the how the industry is oversaturated, and so it's a spotlight on like smaller artists and stuff like that. So
that'd be great.
Should be a good person to get on.
Because we just need more perspective, you know. We need more just
100%.
Yeah. Not just we have 3 white men here right now talking about on a podcast, which is like very
hey brother.
Yes, amen.
Yeah, never been seen before.
Yes.
Yeah. Never been represented
something
in Hollywood
all
before.
hail Andrew Tate.
Anyway.
Fuck off.
we know Ryan loves
we a liberal podcast. Fuck y'all.
I will say I did see Ryan one time during a lunch break watching Andrew and Tristan Tate.
I would
content.
never do that. I would never do that. Do not believe that shit.
Something about starting like a OnlyFans company or something.
Yeah.
No, never. I keep my female literature books on the top shelf so it doesn't get stolen. So,
and he also uses X.com quite frequently, and he's a very big supporter of Elon
I use
Musk.
Threads, but not X.com. Yeah.
Okay, what? Really? Who the fuck uses Threads?
I use it because my X.com was so fucking filled with shit, and now Threads, all I get is like updates on like Marvel movies and DC movies.
Yeah.
So like, that's the only reason I use it.
It kind of pisses me off because I'm fucking scrolling down Instagram and like I see like a super interesting thread and I click it and it opens the app. I'm like, fuck off, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And then I see like the most bullshit, like fucking clickbait, rage bait bullshit right under it. It's like so dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for 100 subscribers. This is the IndieFilm Insider podcast.
Thank you guys for watching. Seriously, like and subscribe. Follow them on Spotify. Listen to them. It's actually a decent podcast, believe it or not. I don't even listen to podcasts that often, but I will listen to this one. Yeah.
Yeah, shameless plug. And then if you want to check out the previous episode we just did with Luke Ring, he's a great filmmaker out of Michigan, not Mississippi.
Yes.
Michigan, whose recent film, The Little Library, just got into the Cleveland Film Festival. That'll be on screen, and it's been on screen for the past bit.
Or conversely, you'll also have this on screen. Watch the first episode of the podcast where I was the guest. That's also a good idea just for general continuity or plugging. So
yeah.
Either way, click one of those. Either ones are on screen, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a great day.
Cool. Podcast
2. Very nice. Thank you. 22% on the battery.